Only Link can defeat Ganon. It is written. It is written. Only Link can defeat Ganon. It is written. It is written. Oh boy!
Here, have a drink. Have a drink. Here, have a drink.
This is illegal, you know.
Link, you've saved me. You've saved me. Link, you've saved me. Oh, why'd you do that?
Only Link can defeat Ganon. It is written. It is written. Only Link can defeat Ganon. It is written. It is written.
Oh my goodness. This'll make a great omelet.
I made you a small desk for your big desk.
Jeremy Mange, isn't he strange? But listen to his voice, he's got incredible range.
Sup?
Alright, I'm just heading to yours. I'll only be a few seconds.
Cool, see you shortly.
Yeah, okay. You've got to promise not to be surprised.
What? Yeah, fine.
So you promise you won't be surprised?
I promise I won't be surprised.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Maybe if I have a moment. It could be that something happens. I mean, it must be possible, right? What changed? What changed? It was some real effort. It's an absolute casserole. Absolute casserole. Casserole.
You can go and clean yourself up if you want.
Thanks, Alex.
Hey, you know Simba, the Lion King? What kind of music do you think Simba hates? Think about it, his dad was killed by his uncle, yeah, so Simba hates dubstep, just like everybody else.
The conversation hat started in about 2015. Me, Ben and Steve had been talking for ages about doing some kind of comedy show. Steve at the time was really into chaos magic, so rituals and sigils and stuff. He was pretty sure he could use that to help guarantee our success.
I thought it was weird, but who am I to say what works and what doesn't? So we let him get on with it. A few weeks into writing, we got a phone call from Steve's landlord. Steve had exploded.
To this day, I'm still not clear on what Steve was trying to do. When we got to his apartment, there was just human liquid everywhere, and in the middle of it all was this hat.
I'm pretty sure it was a hat, although it kind of hurt to look at it. Suddenly I started hearing this voice whispering to me. I looked over at Liam and I could tell that he could hear it as well.
At first I assumed it was Steve in another room playing a big joke on us, and then it sort of became clear that the voice wasn't in the apartment, it was just in our heads. And I think me and Ben, we looked at each other and I think we realised at the same time it was this hat. The hat was talking to us.
Sue found shelter under her bed.
When do I get paid?
I get the impression that the hat doesn't understand us when we talk to it, or chooses not to. Doesn't always have ears. So we decided that we'd have to make the Conversation Hat podcast. I guess it understands RSS feeds. Whatever that is.
For some reason, the hat is especially fond of geeks, artists, and terrible people. And we have to say that all the time. Geeks, artists, terrible people.
Geeks, artists, and terrible people. Geeks, artists, and terrible people. Geeks, artists, and terrible people.
The hat likes it when those kinds of people send in questions. I don't know what it does with the questions. I don't want to know what it does with the questions. I think it would upset me.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the people watching?
This camera?
Yeah, the only camera.
Okay. If the hat gets angry, we all suffer. You've no idea what it's capable of. Please, for the sake of humanity, listen to the Conversation Hat podcast. Please.
I'm not getting paid.
Big funny, big old brain.
Big brain funny.
Oh God!
Oh
Wait,
God!
I didn't put my light on.
Put your light on.
Beauty.
It does actually lift the ugly bit of your face. I've got mine as well. Should we synchronize our lights on? Hang on, turn yours off, and then we can. So 3, 2, 1. There.
I don't know if that worked.
It worked. Just trust that it worked.
Okay.
Hello,
trust.
folks. Who we got here? We got Almighty Colossus here. We got Ben. We got all sorts of people. We've got up to 3 people who are not talking, which is fine. Before we get into it, there is a button. If you're watching on Twitch, there is a button right under the player, just above the view count and the timer and that, and it's a little purple button, and it's got an icon of a guy going, hello, and it says, give Convo Hat podcast feedback. Now, if you press that, it'd be wonderful if you could press any of those buttons. I personally am a big fan of humour, responsiveness, and relatability. I think that's what we deliver. But if you want to press any of them buttons, that'd be nice. It's a new feature. Like, not every channel has it. I think they're just trying it out to sort of see... I don't know. Maybe that's a way that they can show people what channels they haven't tried out are good at. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe it'll die. I don't know. Maybe it'll go nowhere.
It doesn't happen on my phone.
It might not happen on mobile. Yeah, it does not appear to be on the phone Twitch, which is a shame.
A Conversation Hat logo.
Yes, you can, because you're subscribed for some reason. I mean, that's fine and everything.
Giraffe.
Giraffe? Is that a giraffe?
It's a giraffe leaning from behind a tree, eating shoots.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
That was a big mug. Right, well, I can tick that off the list. Boop. Ben, how's it going, Ben? How's it going, big buddy Ben?
I'm good. I'm ill.
Oh, no.
I'm not good. I'm very bad.
Oh, no. That's a very confusing message.
It is. I
just
did
want to know
COVID
who you
test
are.
this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And everything.
But you don't have the COVID, you're just regular sick.
I'm just regular sick.
Fun.
Which feels like COVID has made being regular sick difficult. I feel like I'm about to sound like a man complaining about feminism making it hard to be a man.
Do it.
But like, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
I should have a day off.
Yeah.
Well, it's not COVID though.
Yeah, but like you're. Here's the thing, right? Here's the bloody thing, y'all. I had a cold. I actually had a few colds towards the start of the year, and I think part of that is because I'm a freelancer now, as you folks might know.
Yeah.
So like I'm responsible for my own time and stuff, and like my deadlines are my own deadlines. I don't work for anyone. Well, I have clients, but like really I work for myself. So if when I was working at the school and doing tech stuff there, I wouldn't notice if I got a cold. I just wouldn't be sick until like half term or holiday started, and then it'd be like, that was a nice weekend. Turns out you're very unwell. Now lie down for all of your holiday. Since like becoming freelancer, I've noticed that like my body is way more likely to just get random colds, and random colds are really brutal because my immune system, I think everyone's immune system actually, following 2 years of not really seeing anyone, is dog shit. So like we're immunized against COVID, hopefully, at least most of us are. We've got the vaccinations there, so like we're protected against that. So actually, if we got COVID, it wouldn't be so bad. It'd be very manageable, broadly speaking. But if you get like a random cold or a chest infection, it's brutal because you've not felt it for ages, and you don't have any kind of like day-to-day immune system that you would normally have, just through like interacting with the world and like being around people. So like, I totally get that. Like, I totally get that it's weird how like having a cold is like a thing again, and how it's actually going to be. Your cold now is probably worse than if you had COVID. Probably, just guessing.
I'm okay not comparing the two. I'll just be sick once.
Yeah.
But I'd like to be sick nunts.
Yes.
None times.
None times. It did sound like you said nonce there.
No, nunts with a U.
Zeros.
Do you know that at one point the flu almost went away because of COVID?
Yes. Yeah, no, I remember that. But
I'm not saying that it's as simple as, it nearly died because they were fighting or anything, but like, because everyone was so wrapped up in Darth Vader style.
But isn't like is the flu just one virus, or is it like various different viruses that might get you at different points? Like the common cold isn't just one thing, is it?
No, the common cold is basically every time you have a cold, it's something different. It's just a different bacterial thing that has the same sort of reaction with your body, or your body reacts to it in the same way.
Yeah.
I think influenza is a virus that you can get several times, but there are different strains of it.
Yes, that makes sense.
So that's why like flu season will happen, because that's when
variant.
the flu likes to be about, or maybe that's when people are squished together more. Because people don't get colds and flu and shit in the summer because everyone's outside with the windows open and it's lovely.
Cool. Yeah. That makes sense. Almighty Colossus, normal colds have been training this whole time. Yeah, they've just been pumping at the gym, which no one was at, except for Dude Bros.
And colds.
Mine turned into an ear infection. That sucks.
What are you doing?
The flu versus COVID new battle anime on Crunchyroll. I'd watch that. I definitely watch that. So you're feeling a bit rough.
Yeah.
That's me putting it in like grandparent terms. Oh, I just got a dicky tummy. Oh no.
Oh, I'm a bit poorly.
Bit poorly.
I'm beneath the weather.
It's like when you're a teenager and you have your first job, and your boss is just like, "Oh right, okay, you're under the weather, are you?" So I was like, "My leg fell off. Can you fuck off, please?"
I'm sick.
I'm actually sick.
I'm in hopsicle. Hop.
Hops. Right.
Icicle.
I thought there was something to do with an icicle. No. Right, because the leg fell off, so you've got a hop.
And yeah.
I'm in crawl.
And you would go to the hospital.
Or if both your legs fall off, it's crawl spital.
Yeah.
If your legs, you'd be bloody mess on the floor spital. None of these are good jobs. It's fine. This won't make it in.
Stumpy and
this won't make it into the live stream that's happening now.
Stumpy.
Notice
me, Stumpy.
Episode 117 is out now. It's good.
COVID versus cold.
No, of our podcast.
Oh, nice.
Of this.
What one's that one?
That is the sea isn't at sea level, and feet at the castle, and Ben's.
Sea level can fuck off.
That was a big day. We found out about sea level.
A lot happened.
Feet at the castle, Ben's OnlyFans. Yeah, it's a good episode. Actually, I'm a big fan of that episode.
Yeah, that was quite a good one.
That is out. It's on your favourite podcast app now, and Spotify.
If you've not listened to it, listen to it now. But don't. Wait until the end of this.
Wait till the end of this. You could go then download it now, and then it'll be ready. So, is this cold why you couldn't make it on Friday, Ben?
I believe so. Like did I have a day off last Sunday? I don't know. I felt like I had less to do one day or another.
Right.
And very much like how you said about when you worked at the school, your body would wait until you had a holiday or half term or something.
Yeah.
And I think my body just sort of went, hey, we've not got a full day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sounds like this guy needs to get sick. So I've just sort of been coasting on. I'm nearly there.
You're doing.
I'm nearly there. I'm going away on Friday for a few days to the seaside.
Very nice.
And I'm just trying to drag myself to that moment.
So you can go be sick at the seaside.
Well, so that on Thursday I can just go. Do you know what? This is it. Last day. Yeah. Just give up. Just lay on the floor and let the sickness take me.
Yeah.
And just sweat and scream for 12 hours, and then I'm ready to go on holiday.
Yeah, just get it out of your system. Like a toddler that wants a toy.
Yeah, that's what
just scream on the floor for half an hour.
Cry it out.
Friday, 2 days ago, for those watching in the present, Friday was the return of Commoners Comedy. One of our favourite comedy clubs in Cambridge, hosted by Ali Warwood, who's been on the show a few times. New venues with affordable beer, which was nice. Rather than, hey, pay £8 for a lager you don't like, as well. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Ali says hi. Sorry you couldn't make it. On the bill was Adam Al-Janabi, who's been on the show a few times, who was in Cowboys. There's also Chris Norton-Walker, who's been on the show like many, many years ago. It was chaotic as shit. Like real wild. Like real bizarrely wild. It was a lot of fun. It was just chaotic. Like the first hour, I think we were just going. But it was also funny. That's the face we made, and it was also funny.
That's the point.
It really is the bare minimum. Yeah. Strike that one off the list. Commoners Comedy. If you're local to the area, if you're local to any area, if you're local to any area, try and find the comedy clubs. They're usually funny. Usually. I had a shower earlier. Thank you. Hold for applause. I managed to drop my. Thank you. I managed to.
Was it the soap?
Yes, I managed to drop my my shaving stick. Help.
Razor.
Thank you so much. My shaving stick.
I could have just let you suffer there. I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't.
I dropped it and like managed to just nick the back of my heel, which is like the worst place. It's like is like any really brutal fantasy movie or like fight scene or sci-fi will have something where like the back of like the heel gets nicked.
You Achillesed yourself.
I Achillesed myself, god damn it. And it's just, he was bleeding profusely. I was like, this is the stupidest thing that I've done this morning. So that was fun.
I managed to. I'm a big fan of the HelloFresh box at the moment.
Ooh, just the box. What about the contents?
That also good.
Right.
Taste nicer.
Cool.
Especially if you cook them.
Yeah. Well, sure. I can imagine.
But I was chopping leeks. I made a delicious tomato and prawn risotto.
Ooh. Fun.
But the thing is, when I was chopping the leeks, and then I got a bit in the way.
Uh-huh.
So I took off some of my fingernail.
Oh no, did you make Ben risotto?
I was pretty close. I mean, you can see the bit that isn't.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, you need that.
I had to cut all of that way down. It should look closer
should
to
like
this.
a normal, yeah. Jesus, good job.
But yeah, that all went away. That was
Fancies.
a panic.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know when you do, because it wasn't like that. It was a vertical slice coming off of the nail.
Yeah.
You know when you do something and you go, "Oh, that should have hurt."
Yeah.
And it's suddenly so much worse because like, "Oh, that should have hurt and it didn't." That's a bad sign.
It's just
it isn't bleeding. Now it's bleeding. Oh no.
Yeah. That's what happened in the shower. Like, I dropped the razor, like, I felt it on the back of my heel, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I like, checked on it every now and again, and, like, there's a little red line, but it wasn't really bleeding. I was like, okay, that's probably fine. I didn't realise the reason it wasn't bleeding is because it was bleeding, and I'm in a shower. So I get out of the shower, and then I look down, and, like, my foot is just in, like, a pool of, like, there's just a little bloody footprint, which is really, really fun. Hey, the Restream bot is sending over all of the inappropriate stuff from...
I like that Tinder is overpriced shit when it's free.
I know. I had this on my... this is actually a good opportunity for me to talk about my Tinder. Ben, vamp while I try to block this. Oh, actually, that's interesting. Sorry, I'm rambling. You talk for a minute while I try to make the porn stop.
Oh, I was just commenting on the porn saying that free shit equals too expensive.
No, that is very strange.
If things are actually free,
yeah,
then how does it make money? I mean, arguably, adverts. So then is that free? Or are you selling a moment of your time? Because, like, you wouldn't necessarily buy the things. I watch Game Grumps adverts, and I'm not going to go to Mallorca anytime soon. I don't think so.
No.
I don't know if Mallorca is the advert that popped up, but, like, whilst I'm not paying to go to Mallorca, and I'm not paying Game Grumps directly, I am spending time watching those adverts, so that moment of my time must have a value attributed to it. Do they make more money from the adverts that you can't skip? And if there's a 30-second one that you can't skip, does that make them more money than a 5-second advert that you can't skip? And if not, why? Why is that 5 seconds the same value as this 30 seconds? Surely this should be 6 times more expensive than this.
Because it's not.
So how is it free?
So I missed half of that because I was doing stream admin. The skippable ads are worth less than non-skippable ads.
Yes.
And as a creator, if you own the entire copyright to the thing you uploaded, you can decide what kind of ads you put on. So, like, for example, I put on non-skippable ads on my YouTube videos that sort of accidentally went viral, and I don't really want any more comments. But if someone really wants to watch the video, and I earn, like, an entire $1 every time they do, I'm fine with that. Like, I'll receive your hate and ill-informed nonsense for $1.
What video is it?
It's the musician one. So that's nice. Yeah.
Is it the LT guitarist?
It is, but that's not the channel. That's the brand name, not the channel name. The channel is Liam Taylor Guitar. Anyway,
That's what popped up.
So that was weird that happened. Biakuze, I thought I had that load of those same comments from that same account or same accounts yesterday on my music stream on YouTube, and I thought it was because I have swapped away from Restream and Streamlabs OBS to just OBS. So Ben's about to learn a thing or two about streaming. Are you ready, Ben?
Hang on, musician is a stupid word to spell.
Yeah, it's like musician but with you. It's an awful portmanteau. It's on my top 10 least favourite portmanteaus. Oh no. Oh, he's back. Ben, I don't think your connection can handle you trying to watch a video whilst streaming.
Alright, well, I'll come off the Wi-Fi from my phone.
So Ben, you know how we're currently using a piece of software called Streamlabs OBS to do this stream?
IBS, yes. I can't find you on here. I'll try later.
Thank you so much. We're using a piece of software called Streamlabs OBS. Streamlabs OBS, the company Streamlabs, sort of just made a carbon copy of a piece of software called OBS, which is an open source broadcast software. In fact, that's what OBS stands for. Because it's open source, they can't really protect themselves if a company like, Streamlabs decides to just copy their software and put their name on it. Which is something that I sort of didn't realise until quite recently. So Streamlabs OBS kind of just stole OBS. But OBS itself still exists. It's just a little less flashy. But it's open source, so if you want it to do something and you know a bit about programming, you can basically make it do that thing. So we use, in addition to Streamlabs OBS, you might not know, Ben, that we use a piece of software called Restream, which is how we get to go out to Twitch, YouTube. Again. It's how we stream to Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, which is what's happening currently.
Yes, that's why the Restream bot was sending us porn.
Yes, good old Restream bot. It knows what we need. It knows what we want, not necessarily what's good for us. Restream is currently free, but is about to not be free. But I've gone around it in a real shitty way, because they sent out an email a few weeks ago saying, in essence, good news, you will now be able to stream up to 3 platforms on our basic package, which costs this much a year. Now, you can already do that for free.
Right. Behold, we're doing it now.
Behold, tis upon you. But what they've basically done is said, no more free. You can only use, this is how much our package costs. But they're framing it as if they're doing us a favour, like little pricks. Package. They're basically taking away their free service, but framing it as if they're doing us a favour, which is really annoying. So fuck Restream. So I am currently moving the streams into OBS. So I'm the LT Guitarist stream is already on OBS. The Conversation Hat will hopefully next time we go live be on OBS. The reason we're doing that is because we don't have Restream anymore. Streamlabs OBS doesn't have a way to stream to multiple platforms, but OBS itself does. So that's why that's happening. So we're ditching 2 slightly crappy, not crappy, too well put together, but in a business sense, kind of shitty companies. We're abandoning them, which I think is good. Yeah, so that's that news. How much of that did you follow, Ben?
Companies being poop, so we're doing something different.
Yeah, no, pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
No, that's basically it.
See, that's what matters. Where we get it.
Almighty Colossus, good luck stopping the porn. It runs the internet with the cats. I'm just glad we haven't seen any cat porn. That's one of my...
Why you gotta say this shit?
You know why. So yeah, that's new. Ben, you said you had an idea.
I did have an idea.
Do go on.
So I was thinking, as I often do, and sometimes those thoughts aren't quite as linear, or they just sort of pop up. So I was thinking about time dilation.
Of course you were.
And how that's a really cool idea, but isn't really.
When you say time dilation, is that like our perception of time?
So time dilation would be... Right, so like how... I didn't expect to have to explain time dilation to you. So it'd be, it's shrinking time down from like this much to this much.
Yeah.
So time would have happened faster.
Yes.
This is often like people going, oh yeah, we've done this, we've got time travel, we've got this is fine because now we have this as a result.
Yeah.
But that's not how it would work, because the work would still have to be done. So with time dilation, you would still have some poor bugger in a bubble somewhere having to do 60 to 100 years of work. And even if that does mean that would happen only in an hour for someone external to the time bubble, that work still has to be done. So someone is still going to be living in that bubble for a while.
Right.
Serving people that they may never see or that will exist for their entire life and never changing.
Yeah.
This would then mean that you would essentially... Basically... Hang on, I wrote it down.
Is this...
I wrote it down what I thought was rather concisely.
Is this the opposite to the Lightyear film?
I've not seen it. I'll be honest, I'm not annoyed that people kiss.
I've not seen it. As far as I can tell, it's spoilers for the Lightyear film from two people who haven't seen the Lightyear film. It's basically about Buzz Lightyear going off into space, whipping around the world, and to him it takes like 5 minutes, but when he gets back on Earth, 4 years has passed. That's essentially the gist of it, so it's like the opposite of what you're describing.
But it's not really Buzz Lightyear, is it? It's someone in a Buzz Lightyear costume. Because if the toy is based on that film, then they've done a really bad job of designing the toy.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't act like him at all.
All of it's a bad idea.
So basically, time dilation is only going to benefit the super rich.
Yeah.
This is my thing, and I shall explain to you why.
Mm-hmm. Looking forward to it.
Really hoping that it was as succinct in writing down. So, whatever work would have to be sped up, as we've said, if you need to do the work, it still has to be done. 5 years of work goes into 1 day. Still has to be done by someone, I presume, in a tiny little bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of the work and the time that's put into that, say building a good machine or advancing medical science and stuff, doesn't help anyone in the bubble much. It only benefits those external to the time bubble. Therefore, the amount of people working in the bubble, whole lives compared to people who don't need to work like that, those who would be able to work less would benefit more from the people who were just standard people. They would then advance even faster than the other people because of time dilation. So they would have to work even less, meaning that they could get more, which means they would advance more. So essentially, people would just be working their whole lives whilst exterior to a time bubble. Really rich people essentially just transcend all technology and become time gods or some shit.
That's a really
so
interesting
time travel
idea.
is for the 1%.
So that's really cool. I have thoughts, I have ideas and such. what if, like... So thing number one...
Mm.
Go on.
I have a follow-up to one of the things that you might be asking, so...
Well,
I'll let you go with...
Not necessarily things I'm asking, just directions you might want to take. Oh, sweet. Real cheap fuck dates. I was wondering when we'd have an opportunity for real cheap fuck dates.
I wonder if it's overpriced free shit.
Could
like
be overpriced free
Tinder.
shit. Yeah, exactly. So, thing number one, what if... So presumably you could have like these rich people, or like a foreman in charge of a factory who like is organising these workers in the little time bubbles. So he himself is on the he gets the same time sensation as the same time experience as the super rich, because he happens to be in charge of all these workers who work in the slower time, just hypothetically. So presumably he could put one person or a group of people to work on a really big project, and 5 minutes later they pop out of the really big project, and it's been like 100 years, and it's no longer the three people you put in there, it's the grandkids of those three people that you put in there.
Or really old versions of them, or children of them, yeah.
Yeah, or I just love the idea of you putting someone in and then 5 minutes later they come back with a beard and one less leg.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And what if, like...
I would imagine that the foreman would be on some... Like, there would be like a rung of a ladder.
Yeah, totally.
So maybe the foreman would be nowhere near as much as the top of the ladder,
No.
but they would have an extra bit of time because they would be managing, say, 4 or 5 groups of people who didn't.
So you could have bubbles within bubbles, theoretically.
Yeah.
So what if there was like a reality TV style culture around these bubbles, so that basically the rich people put all these dumb little poor people in a bubble together, and then like they're in there with a camera crew. So, like, in 10 minutes of rich person time, they managed to create an entire season of Big Brother 42.
Interesting.
Because then you could
essentially
binge watch
make
that.
the Truman Show.
Yeah.
In half an hour.
Oh man, you could film like 100 Truman shows, and then only air the most fucked up one.
And then make them fight.
Truman to the death. Like the president.
Interesting. I'd never thought of practical applications for entertainment.
So yeah, you could film like 20 reality TV shows in basically no time, and then you only have to broadcast the really messed up stuff. So like there's the output of what the sort of quality in terms of how fucked up a show is would get exponentially larger. And you could also essentially come up with in a day a bingeable entire series or movie, because you just put the entire production crew in there together, so they just churn it out.
I was going to say it'd be quite a good way to test, like the reason we use fruit flies in labs.
Yeah.
And I say good, this is air quotes. I know it isn't good.
Yeah.
Morals, blah, 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 blah.
Morals and blah, blah.
Eugenics is fine on paper until you realise that there's people, okay?
Yeah, it's like people who only read, like, Baby's First Nietzschean theory.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
less acceptable in practice.
Yes, definitely.
But, like, we use fruit flies as test subjects for things because you can get 5 generations of fruit flies in, like, a month or something.
Yeah. You
could study lifelong things so very, very, very quickly.
Yeah.
You would be able to, and I was not necessarily, you could advance medical practices. You're like, oh, this is what happens for people suffering with long COVID or social media addiction or whatever. But then I think we are one step away from a Fallout Shelter style.
Oh yeah.
Particularly with Liam's added entertainment thingy into it.
my next thing. So you basically have several different timelines. Is kind of the wrong way to phrase it, because it seems that these timelines are happening in parallel when they're not. But I'm going to use the word timeline to mean these basically different time experiences. Yeah, go on.
There is a very good quote from Doctor Who that I think would work like this.
Yeah.
He's talking about pocket universes, which I think is sort of what we're talking about now. So. And he says, imagine that the universe is one big bubble, and then on the edge of the bubble there is another bubble attached to that.
Yeah.
Separate, but the same.
Yes.
Now ignore that, because it's nothing like it. That's the sort of idea.
It's a thing within a thing. So I guess
almost, but not.
You could say it's like a petri dish within a lab within a petri dish within a lab. The petri dish being the, you know what?
Some sort of Inception / microverse battery thing.
If you've got people with different experiences of time, time is moving the fastest for the richest, right? As in, so the time as we're experiencing it now is what at the normal speed, the ratio of 1-to-1 is what rich people would be experiencing.
The rich people would be experiencing time as is.
Yeah, 1-to-1.
Everyone else would have it slowed down
to some degree.
The rich people's perspective.
So things like global warming, existential threats and such would be the most risk to the richest people. So couldn't you argue that the people in the... This is us getting philosophical very early on. I just want to know your thoughts on this. Couldn't you argue then that the people who are experiencing life the slowest have the better quality of life because they and their families aren't at risk of drowning because of global warming?
That sounds like a really good thing for the person putting people into bubbles to say.
Cool. Let's not... Yeah, fine.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty...
I mean, even
sounds like something you'd put on a pamphlet to be like, hey, mate, get in the bubble.
That could be like how the whole thing started even, is we were like, so we got the brainiest people we could find.
The brainiest
and
brains.
We put them in a bubble where time is slower so that they can solve global warming. And maybe they're still in there. Maybe they've had like a total of 1,000 years in this little bubble trying to sort out global warming and they just can't. So maybe that's like the big reveal, or like the twist is that like we put our best minds on it. We put our best minds on how to slow time, then we put them into a big bubble in order to try and solve global warming, and they couldn't.
Liam.
Hello.
Maybe we're in the bubble right now.
I'm not.
How do you know?
Michael Bublé has a name that sounds a bit like bubble. I think that's weird.
Yeah, but Michael Bublé is really rich.
Yeah.
And he only ever pops up at Christmas.
He does. He's
the only time frozen. He comes into the bubble.
Yeah. Could you...
But then we could just be left in here for generations and generations, and then you've got, the time god. We'll have forgotten about the bubble. There is a god somewhere that could be just the person who put us in the bubble in the beginning.
You know how if you break a leg, or if you get some sort of like infection or something, you need to take steroids, and of course you do. You hate your body, of course you do. If you get some sort of problem that basically requires time to heal, you could just like break your foot and then just put it in a cast and then just stick your foot in a time bubble. So your foot's 3 months older than you, but it's healed.
But then you've just got an old foot.
Yeah, but it's healed. It's not broken, is it?
But it's 3 months older.
Yeah, but it isn't broken.
But it still has been broken.
Yes.
Like when a bone heals, it grows back more brittle.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is, if you happen to have an accident, like you know, as a rich person, your choices are well, I just have to do 3 months of bed rest and then like a bit of rehab for the leg, or I just stick it in a bubble for 5 minutes, and yeah, it's several months older than me, but it's fixed. It's more brittle.
To sick days.
Yeah, you can't. Well, if you're super rich, you're not working anyway.
No, but they could just be like, right, no, you don't get sick day. You're spending 2 minutes in the bubble.
Oh no, so for poor people, just because like this is extreme late stage capitalism, so like we're just trying to think of ways to fuck over working people. So if you have a cold, your choices are to work through it or get in this extra bubble. You will be in there what will feel like to us for 5 minutes, but you will experience that as an entire week. However, we're only going to give you a day's worth of food. So do you go into this bubble to just be sick for a week, but very, very hungry, or do you just work through the cold? Those are your options.
I mean, it's probably going to end up having to be work through the cold.
Yep.
But then you've got loads of sick people, and then what if one of the diseases get into the bubbles?
Well, quite.
Hyper-evolved disease.
Yeah.
One thing that I did write down, which I was really like, oh, this is fun. Like maybe you think, instead of putting people in the bubbles to do the work, put a machine in the bubble to do the work. They get exponentially smarter and faster, and algorithms and all this shit.
Yeah.
But then, you know, put them in the bubble for 6 months, and you've already passed the singularity. You have self-replicating, ultra-smart machines that can basically time travel.
Yeah.
Becoming sentient time travel, and therefore becoming sentient time.
Yeah. Yeah.
All, arguably, within the amount of time it takes you to press the on button of the bubble.
Yes.
Because they could just create more and more bubbles within the bubble.
Could you have
Inceptioning it.
Could you have rogue bubbles?
You could have some bubbles that people forgot about. The bubble that time forgot.
Yes.
So like poor people bubbles, where it's like Zion in the Matrix, but better written.
Yeah. That'd be funny. I quite like this.
Perhaps more shoes.
More shoes would be good. Sorry, I'm just seeing if there's any ways that I can stop all the sex. I need to stop all sex.
Start reading the Daily Mail.
Ha 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 ha.
I don't see any sex.
Do you not? That's
I mean, there's a little thing saying you never see a willy on purpose on the screen.
No,
but
that's me. That's mine.
That's
us.
us.
Fine. That's
Yeah.
allowed. Oh, bugger, where's the goddamn stupid
I know
ass?
what I'll do.
Do you?
I'll send a Paul Foxcroft to the porn, telling them to go fuck themselves.
What? Oh, I see.
In the chat.
Okay. Well, does it work?
I don't know. Did it work?
I have no idea, Ben. So
That's
I need to try and. It's a little annoying. I don't really know how to do anything about this. Naked -HD. Just gonna block words. This is
Sounds
stupid.
awful dicky.
It does. It definitely does. No whores. Okay.
So yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm trying to think of more interesting questions because it is an interesting idea. So what like so that's the kind of concept. Do you have an idea about that's the world? Do you have an idea about what kind of story you would want to tell within that world?
I mean, it wasn't really the reason I was thinking about it wasn't to make a story.
Right, you were just thinking it was cool.
I told Misha about this yesterday because she was like, "Oh, what's the stream going to be about?" I went, "Well, Liam's probably going to want to talk about type 2 bleed, and I want to talk about that as well." So that's on the list.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to talk about how time dilation will only benefit the super rich. And she was like, "Fucking what?"
Whoa,
and I went, "Yeah."
whoa.
So I kind of like just typed like, "Well, this is what I think, and this is why." And she's like, "What the hell made you think of this?" And I went, "Well, it's gonna sound weird, but sometimes I just think about time dilation."
Yeah, no, I mean that's a normal thing. So like, is that just what is in your mind sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, I was watching Stranger Things yesterday, and
Nice.
Thanks. And then I started thinking about what if everyone was dead.
Yeah.
But
of course. Yeah.
Because it just sort of took me back. There was a moment I was coming back from King's Cross on a train many, many years ago, and a child said, "Mum, imagine if we were all dead." And she went, "Oh, that's an awful thing to say. Why would you say this, Henry?" Or whatever his name was.
Definitely Henry.
And I thought, it's not an awful thing, because if everyone was dead, then we'd all be dead.
Yeah, we wouldn't know.
No one would be there to sad. But what if everyone was dead and we didn't know? Like,
yes.
We are all now dead.
Yeah.
Why are we dead? Why don't we know? Is it a problem? How would that work? And then I went, you should really focus on Stranger Things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't.
I mean, the concept of time is, like, really interesting. And I had a pet theory a while ago. I still sort of like the idea. But, like, the time is a dimension, right? Oh, we've lost Ben. Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he'll keep making submarine noises. Hey, he's back. Hello. Beep, beep, beep. I was just saying that time is a dimension,
yes,
right?
It is.
So,
yes, it is a dimension. It is
a
fourth.
Yes. We don't necessarily know how aliens or other animals experience dimensions. Like little bugs and stuff, we're pretty sure that they experience time faster because they're smaller. That's one way that time is.
Wait.
Not because they're closer to the ground, because they're smaller. It's because they move.
And also
because they move faster.
That's just distance.
Not
the closer you
quite.
are to a center, to a body of gravity, the slower time moves. That's why you can orbit a black hole, and time will go faster for you.
So we don't necessarily know how other aliens or other life forms experience time or any of the dimensions. Time, I think, I can't remember where it was described. It might have been that YouTube channel that the name of which I can never pronounce, Kazengazat, Kazengazart, Gazorg, Gazorg, Kazengazar, Bazork,
I think we need to call Liam a hospital.
Kazorp Field.
Kazorp with his enchiladas.
Kurzagat. You think I'm mental.
I don't understand what's happening to you.
Kurzgesagt.
Kurzgesagt.
Yeah, I don't think Ben heard that, but Kurzgesagt.
Kurzgesagt.
That's what you're saying, but I don't know if that's what it's called.
It's a YouTube channel. Kurzgesagt. I'm going to link to it. Is German for in short, and basically they do these animated explainer videos about terrifying things, like viruses. Let's have a little look. What are there? Why is meat bad? Ancient aliens. What did dinosaurs
they do one
actually
about
look like?
the nature of reality?
Probably. What happened if we nuked the moon? Stuff like that. Really, really cool. It's one of my favorite channels. But like, it's don't watch it if you're already in a bad mood. It will not.
Too late.
Help. Really great channel, and they. I think that's where I got the sense that time is a dimension, and like actually time. The passage of time could be that. to a different life form.
It doesn't have to be non-linear.
It doesn't have to be non-linear. And my pet theory was, well, okay, if time is just something that is actually happening that quickly, but we're experiencing it a lot longer, what if stuff like deja vu is just us, is like a fault or something in our brains, because actually the thing we've got deja vu about that happened several years ago has actually happened in the same blink that our entire lives has happened in, so there's just like a little crossover there or something. Now that I've explained that in a really poor way, I get to try and explain it in a slightly better way when Ben manages to reconnect. Because what's happened is he's trying to watch a video whilst connected to a Skype call, and as we all know, that's a bad idea. Hey, he's back.
I'm not doing the things you said. I am not connected to the Wi-Fi on my phone. And a better way to describe it to anyone would be that time is happening all at once. And that deja vu would be us experiencing the same thing again because it's happening all at once, crossing the streams, or if you want to go to the one electron theory of reality, the electron would just be running over the same part to get to another bit.
Yeah, thank you. Ben is slightly more of a science boy. That's why he has hair colours. He's that kind of nerd.
Yeah.
He's very much a Klaus. Umbrella Academy.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I watched all that. It's good.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what happened at the end there, but it's definitely good.
I mean, it's the Umbrella Academy. You're not meant to know what happens at the end.
That's good. As long as, like, you're not supposed to necessarily understand, that's fine, because in that case, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
That's a good thought that you had there, Ben, and I would love to know if you're sleeping better, but I'm worried the answer is absolutely not. No.
No.
Good Lord, no.
I don't sleep very much.
No.
I don't know why.
Do you not?
I'm going to have some more coffee now.
Yeah, it's definitely a good idea. Type to your bleed. Which is terrible advice.
Bleed from where?
If we put you in a bubble, you could keep typing until you bleed. That'd be fun.
I might come up with the entire works of Shakespeare.
You might. Which would be interesting.
With enough monkeys.
With enough monkeys. Get this.
Let's
man,
talk about Type to Bleed.
Get this man several monkeys.
Ooh.
I turned down the stream mic, but not Ben's mic.
No. Reverb, baby.
So yeah, we finished a film. I've actually finished that film 3 times in the last 4 months. Because Jackson keeps coming back and is like, can you change one tiny thing, please? Type to Your Bleed is a 20-minute horror film, which the cinematography for which wrapped 14 months ago. It was written and directed and shot. I don't know how to make it exciting.
It was written.
It was written.
Therefore it is.
In the past. It was written by our good friend Richard Jackson of Valverde Broadcasting. Produced by Duncan Casey of Valverde Broadcasting. Assistant directed by Laura, who's over there. And
Laura.
I did the score and the sound mix and stuff. Cinematography wrapped in March of last year. Filmed sort of in between lockdowns and like doing social distancing and stuff. It is about a haunted arcade machine from Russia. Like all haunted things, it's from the Soviet Union.
Of course.
And we'd been talking about it for ages, and Richard, we finally got into doing it, and it took us about a year to complete. I think I had managed to do a first draft of the score pretty quickly, and then basically just like we kept altering things and like changing and nitpicking, because I think the idea is that Richard basically called in all of his favors to have like one complete good 20-minute film that he could then like use to try and get like more work and funding for other stuff. Because we did have an exec producer, a chap called Bill Bossert, who I believe has been a supporter of Valverde Broadcasting for some time. He funded the project, so like micro budget, but like still like an actual budget. So we wrapped a few months ago and then realized that we were like a few seconds over a specific time restriction for Fright Fest. So we had to basically lose like a couple little bits and bobs. So like I thought I was done a couple months ago, and then Richard was just like, "Hey." So we
think again, buddy.
We finished it properly 2 weeks ago, and since then we have been accepted into 2 film festivals and won a Best Horror award.
Hell yeah!
Which is what I call good.
I would call that a successful mission.
Pretty good. I have my blog that I sort of keep up to date. I've got a blog post on my website that's going to keep all of that stuff up to date. So we are in the official selection for Brighton Rocks Film Festival, which I believe is July. Yeah, end of July. So in a few weeks, if you happen to be in the Brighton area. I can't. I'm at a wedding. But you can go. You should go.
What bit of the end of July?
Great question. So the festival is, I think, 22nd till 24th. I don't know when in that it's being shown. They might not announce it, or it might be every day. I don't know. Yeah, go see it. It's awesome.
I'll be honest. That's the busiest weekend of the year at work. So
oh really?
Might not be able to do that one.
Fun. Yeah, I'm at a wedding, annoyingly, so I won't get the opportunity. But there's also the Lit Scares International Horror Festival, which we have been selected for. I don't know when that is. Go Internet Explorer. Doesn't say.
Go Internet Explorer. Get out of the way for Firefox and Google Chrome.
I'll let you know if and when. And we also won the Apex Film Awards Best Horror, which is awesome. There's a little paragraph about the score in there, which is really fun. I'm going to drop my blog into the chat there.
So very, very pleased.
I know, it's real nifty. And that second link is the Apex Film Awards website. So it's apparently we're 3 for 3. Those are the 3 things we've heard back from, and they've all been like very positive. If you go to my blog, there's a little bit of spiel in there about how I stuck a contact microphone between 2 pork chops to get a very visceral sound. I'm very sorry about a lot of the audio in Type to Your Bleed, because it's
I don't think you should be. I think you should be pleased.
Yeah, but if I say I'm very sorry about ... That was strange. What was that?
Something awful just happened in my headphones. Don't be pleased about the audio you just created in my head.
That was not...
Hair.
I didn't hear a thing there.
No, it was all in my ears, and I hated it. It was like a Dalek had just been fucked by a 90s modem.
Oh, no. If I say I'm very sorry about ... people are more likely to go and experience it, I've found.
Is that true?
Yeah. Because if I say, oh, I did a really good job on ... people will be like, yeah, fine, whatever.
Oh,
and if I say, I'm
true.
legitimately sorry about ... people might actually look at it. Because people are stupid. Yeah. So that's Type to Your Bleed. It will be out available somewhere.
I was going to say, why have I not seen it yet?
There is going to be like I imagine like a friends and family screening or something we can probably get you in for.
I can have friends and family.
Yes, we'll finally pick you out a family of your very own. Can we please bring your dad? Even though you weren't in the film, can we please bring your dad? Yeah, there will be some sort of staff and friends and family screening at some point, hopefully. I'm not really sure on how the routine works in terms of distribution and that. I think what happens is you put it into festivals, you get like as many awards as you can, and then you use that as like a way to try and get a distribution deal to Amazon, Netflix, BBC, whatever. So like if we manage to get one of those, then brilliant, done, easy. If not, I imagine it will go on YouTube at some point. I imagine if you're a patron, I don't want to speak for them because I don't know, but I would assume if you patronize Valverde Broadcasting, there may be a way to see it through that. I don't know that, but maybe. I can't speak for them.
Why you got to talk down to them?
Talk down to them? What do you mean?
Well, you got to
Patronize. I see what's happened here. Ben's made a very good pun, which is even more impressive considering he's sick in the head.
I am. And in the chest.
Yes. Well done, Ben.
I've put a link. Aww.
Has your link been blocked?
Why is my link deleted?
Because of all the porn that just happened, Ben.
But I didn't do the porn.
Send me the link and I'll post it.
I was being a nice boy.
Were you being a nice boy?
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily believe you.
Well, fuck you. There.
I'm just going to
put that in the chat.
Check it in case it's porn. Why you can't?
No.
Surprises are.
Fuck off, Dropbox.
Put it in the thing.
What? Put my video in the thing?
Yes, I'm being supportive.
Are you?
Put the fucking link in the thing, Liam.
Ben is insisting
Please.
that I put a link to my own work in the thing just while we're spamming.
Put a link
I've done
into the chat.
I've done it.
And then we can go, oh, look, there's the link to Liam's musician video. You could watch that, and then you can give him $1, and that's like Patreon, but not.
It is. I get an awful lot of... that's like one of my biggest sources of revenue, and it's really funny to me.
Right. So let's bring that bad boy back.
I mean, God, that's an awful large number of dislikes. Oh well.
Reviral it.
Is
it a lot of dislikes?
Yes.
I thought they got rid of the dislike button.
Yeah, they did.
Or are they just?
But I can definitely see it. Ben, what is the deal with airline food?
Food that is traditionally eaten on a plane.
Oh, that explains airline food. Yeah, I wasn't sure. So
yes,
thanks
it's food from airlines.
Food from airlines.
Yeah.
Ah. That's fun. If Ryanair was a food, what would it be?
Probably out of date.
Yes.
Have you ever had like... It's going to be one of those things like from Aldi.
Yeah.
And I like Aldi.
Oh, what? Like their off-brand stuff, like Prongles?
Yeah. But there's...
I love Prongles. Oh, he's gone again. The cool thing is, when he pauses like that, I'm pretty sure he can hear me. And he's probably responding whilst I say that, which is great. Prongles are wonderful. Aldi has this aisle of just useless tat. So you've got, like most Aldi shops, you have food around the outside, and then there's a middle aisle, which is just like, wrong-sized staples, a lawnmower, a 3-pack of grandfathers. Oh, he's back. Hello.
I don't know why this keeps happening.
I do.
It irritates me. But like some stuff is fine because, like I don't know, it's like baked beans. Doesn't matter where you get your baked beans from.
Yeah, beans is beans.
They're all from the same place. They're all baked beans.
Yeah.
Rice Krispies, probably the same.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. But sometimes you get an Aldi product and you go, oh, this is bad even for Aldi. I can't remember where I was going with this.
Nope. Not sure. was probably funny. He's paused again. This is a great stream. Oh, he's back. Hello. Hello, Ben.
I don't know what's wrong with my internet.
I think someone...
The only thing that I'm doing, the only thing that's connected to my internet is you.
Maybe someone else in your house is having a big wank.
I don't need these images.
Nah, too bad. Because are you on the same line as everyone else in your house?
Not everyone else.
That could be
some people.
Some people. What is the... Oh, we were talking about Ryanair for some reason.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ryanair. So the bad Aldi food that's even bad for Aldi, it would be that.
Okay.
Like when you're like, oh, I'll have one of these little cheesy microwave pizzas from a town in Chicago, perhaps.
Ah, yes.
Normally quite delicious. And you lower your standards because you would expect it, and then it's just
like a Colorado town
somehow...
pizza.
Yeah. It's just like somehow paste.
Mm.
And you're like, why? How is the bread paste?
Mm.
And then the bit that should be paste is gritty, and it's all just like, oh god, every aspect of this has got worse. That's what Ryanair would be.
Yeah. I was going to say, oh, I recently tried pierogies. You ever had a pierogi?
What is a pierogi?
Pierogi.
And where is it from? What accent are we trying to do?
We're trying Polish.
Okay.
It's a little, kind of like a Polish dumpling. So if you think of like a gyoza or something, but it's like...
Oh, yes.
It's like a little thicker. The pastry, the casing's like a little thicker, a little breadier. Really nice. They have them in Asda. Big fan of pierogies.
I've had potato dumplings.
Oh, yeah.
They're very nice.
How do you dumpling a potato?
It's sort of like gnocchi, but not.
Right. Not gnocchi.
It's like gnocchi, but more potato-y.
Gnocchi. Okay.
I don't know. I've not made them. I've eaten them.
Okay. Yes. Very good.
I don't know how to eat. I don't know how to make many things that I've eaten.
Rude. I think that might be the stream. I mean, I've crossed off all the things that I wanted to talk about.
Crossed off all the things.
We did it. We did it. We did this successfully. That means that I can put this over here. I have to wake up.
I'm out of coffee.
Oh no. I have to wake up at about 5 or 6 in the morning.
Why?
I'm working 7 till 7.
That sucks.
Yeah, no, it really does. And Google tells me it will take 15 minutes to get there, but Google is a damn liar. I reckon it'll take me at least 40 minutes to get there. So I need to get up with enough time to do that.
I'm not going to ask where you're going because we're on the internet, but...
I mean, it's the other side of Cambridge, at least. At least?
Are you biking?
Yeah. And I'm a slow biker, as you know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I'm unhealthy and also my bike is falling apart. So those are 2 reasons.
My bike is falling apart and I'm quite sure that's why it goes so fast.
Yeah.
It's just held together by gravity.
Yeah. And yeah, as we're talking about getting up super early for work, I thank you, Almighty Colossus, who is up at about 5 to watch the stream like a legend. Shall we finish? Shall we wrap up?
Let's.
I'm
going to make more coffee and I'm going to fight some zombies and eat chocolate and try and feel better.
Oh man, I should get some chocolate. That's a really good idea. Tony Chocolonely. Chocolonely. It's good. It's the good stuff.
Colony.
Choc Colony.
Thank you for joining us, all you lovely people.
Now you can go listen to episode 117.
Yay!
Find out all about...
Neither of us are sick.
Yes, it's just it's a very warm day. And, yeah. We recorded on one of those very, very hot days we had a couple of weeks ago. And apparently that wasn't the biggest heat wave we're going to get this year, which is wonderful. We
we'll
talk
put
about
the heating on in September.
Yeah. Ben has an idea for a game show. We talk about Ben's OnlyFans. We talk about early 2000s late night TV, and we talk about our lowest points, not emotionally.
Fucking sea level, man.
Sea level's weird. Yeah, you'll hear the show. You'll get it. It's fine. I'm gonna press the stop button. Shall I press the stop button? You were very still there, so I was like, has he frozen? Do we bring him back for the end? Oh no, he's stuck on the ugliest face possible. Oh no. His own default face. Poor boy. Right, laters taters.
Bye.
Olive. Vegetable.